This is a comment from one of the videos, and this really made sense, so I had to put it in a video. Here he goes. This is just constructive criticism. I love your videos and I watch them all the time, but I would reconsider the gangster examples as men who are bad but good at being men. It has been my experience as one who has worked in law enforcement that gangster energy is not masculine, but, in my estimation, very feminine, that deceptively presents to men as negative but masculine. Gangster energy is reactionary, chaotic, and emotional, and yes, nearly every gangster I've ever met is not living an honorable code but is a snitch. If you've ever been to prison, it is the farthest thing from being a bastion of manly masculinity. Sure, there's a lot of testosterone and posturing, but most, not all of the men in prison are not occupying a very masculine frame. I also think you are wrong for scolding people who call the gun-toting criminal a coward. The guy who puts on a ski mask and sticks a gun in the face of someone who happens to not be on our team is very much a coward. That's a person who can't figure out or refuses to make it in the economy, so he thinks it's better to get the drop and steal from others. Prison is not a bunch of caged, misunderstood men with emulatable qualities. It is essentially a collection of men who have failed to legitimately make it in society and are generally engaged in maladaptive behaviors that are making them crazier day by day. In my previous video, I might have seemed to generalize that all gangsters are manly, which is not true, but the intention was that only a few characters even among gangsters are truly masculine, like John Wick, who holds personal values even among criminals, which should inspire normal men to live an honorable life in the normal society, as it should be easier than in underworld. I am not promoting gangsters or gang culture. They are unkind and inhuman. They always think destructive. He is called the King of Coke or Robin Hood. Other popular names include El Patron and Don Pablo. His name is Pablo Escobar. He was born in Rio Grande, Colombia. As I have read, his father was a farmer and his mother was a teacher. He was the biggest drug mafia the world ever witnessed. He smuggled up to 15 tons of coke each day. He was responsible for more than 70% of coke supplies all over the world. Escobar was responsible for killing a Colombian presidential nominee, a justice minister, more than 200 judges, and over 1,000 police officers. He spent millions on schools, football stadiums, hospitals, and churches. He did a lot for poor people. Escobar offered to pay Colombia's debt of nearly $10 billion to change the laws of extradition. He donated millions to the poor. He was like a god to them. Escobar had personally distributed money to about 25,000 poor Colombians, people in Medellin, Colombia. Escobar's net worth was $30 billion, all profits from his illegal business. Reports say so. Even he didn't remember where he had hidden piles of cash, buried money in the garden, in the soil of flower pot, and where not. He was the richest man in the world. To keep his daughter warm in the winter, he burnt $2 million in the fireplace as fuel, as he did not have wood. And now, modern fathers will burn their own children to keep their $2 million warm. Escobar was confined in a luxury jail referred to as La Catedral, where there were housed a casino, a nightclub, and even a spa. He got away from jail. But every villain has an ending. Millions of dollars were spent to catch him, dead or alive. Radio triangulation technology was used to find the Escobar. Search Block, a Colombian electronic surveillance team, found Escobar's hiding place in Medellin. Pablo Escobar was gunned down at the age of 44 by the Search Block on December 2nd of 1993. He did illegal work and sins like murders, but he got what he deserved, and that's karma. A short life with fear and paranoia while on the run.